Most new players think they're supposed to follow the story, but that's actually what makes games fall flat. If you ever sat at a table and thought, what am I supposed to do right now? This is the fix. Welcome back. I'm Nathan Vale, and this channel is about tabletop RPGs, storytelling, and running better games. Let's get into it. New players don't know what they're supposed to do, so they wait around for the GM to tell them what happens, treat it like a video game with the right answer, stay quiet instead of making decisions. You get scenes like this. The GM describes a tavern. There are people talking, a bartender cleaning glasses, and then nothing happens. Everyone waits, nobody moves, the energy just dies. Why this happens? Because most people are trained by games where objectives are clear, choices are limited, and there's always a correct path. But tabletop RPGs don't work like that. There's no correct move, there's only what you choose to do. If players don't act, the GM has to carry everything. The story falls flat and the players feel disconnected. Eventually, the game just stops being fun. Players have one job: make decisions as their character. That's it. Not memorize rules, perform perfectly, or quote-unquote win the game. Just make decisions. Every player action fits into a loop. Observe, decide, act, and then resolve. Let's write that down. Observe. The GM describes a world. Your job is to pay attention and look for opportunities. You may have to ask questions. The senses of sight, smell, hearing, all of these come from input from the GM. An example, you enter a tavern. A nervous merchant sits in the corner. Two guards are arguing near the door. That's not just flavor, that's decision fool. From there, you have to decide, what do you want to do? How does your character view the situation? You may choose to approach the merchant, avoid the guards. Maybe you start a fight. Maybe you start a fight to cause a distraction or leave entirely. You're choosing the intent, not the outcome. Action? You declare it. I walk over and ask the merchant what's wrong, or I try to sneak past the guard. And then the resolution comes from a combination of the GM plus the dice determining the outcome. It can determine success, failure, or something completely unexpected, and the world changes. This is just a loop. You're going to observe, decide, act, resolve, repeat the entire game. Let's look at a bad player loop, right? That same tavern, you get a player, you ask them what they're doing, and they say, I don't know, what should I do? See, they're stuck at deciding, and because of that, you get no action and no story. There's no momentum. But with a good player, you might get something like, I'm going to watch the merchant. Do they look scared? And the GM will say, yeah, he keeps glancing at the door. The player says, hey, I'm going to go talk to them. Now the game moves. But another alternative could be, I notice the guards are arguing. I quietly listen while pretending to drink. Now you've created tension. You're trying to get some more information about the world around you, and you've set a direction. This is where great sessions come from. There are some common mistakes that can be here. The first one is the worst one. It's waiting for permission. You don't need permission, right? That's set up by the setting. If you can imagine it, you can try it. Another one is looking for the right move. There isn't one. Interesting choices are greater than correct choices. Another thing is playing passively, being the wallflower. If you're not acting, you're not really playing. If you don't have a voice in the system, if you don't have a voice in the story, you don't get to influence how it goes. Problem number 4, overthinking everything. You don't need the perfect decision. You just need a simple, clear action with the intention of your character. That's going to beat out hesitation every single time. The worst one, treating it like a video game. There's no quest marker. You can't open up your quest log and see who you're supposed to talk to, what item you're supposed to get, how long you're supposed to stay in a location. The players have to create the direction. You're not following a story. You're making choices that force a story to exist. See, the GM builds a world, and the players determine what actually happens inside of it. And this is what players do. But great games are designed to support those decisions. That deeper structure is what I'm building in the Imprimatur Engine. I'll be breaking that down step by step in upcoming videos, so subscribe if you want to understand how RPGs actually work. And just remember, good players don't wait for the story. They make choices that force the story forward. Thank you, and have a great day.